Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Today is Saturday, August the 7th, one day away from the intensities of the Lionsgate portal. Please keep in mind that these energies, although the portal closes on the 12th, it will actually linger for about 3 weeks to a month afterwards, so you can still feel the energy within you and around you. Also keep in mind that whatever energy is being given to you throughout this time frame, there are lessons, experiences, expressions that you have to go through that might linger even further beyond this 1 month period. So I had a couple of videos, or I had an idea for a video already today, but because I have received such a great question, comment, and I really appreciate it when you guys do comment and give me such amazing ideas, or your expression, the love that I receive from you when you guys comment is just beautiful. I thank you so much for those who actually take the time to, of course, like, comment, subscribe, or share their love with me. So If Not You has asked me a question, and I hope you don't mind me if not you. I don't know your actual name, but I thank you for your presence, and I thank you for your comment. Has given me a question, and beginning of the question that I answered, I didn't quite understand what was being expressed here. And so I want to talk about that a little bit today. So the question is, are there those who choose to ascend, if I am correct in understanding this question, choose to ascend but stay here in this reality? Now, let me kind of explain. We have 3D and we have 5D. 3D is all about that chaos, still playing that victim mentality, blaming other people, seeing more of those negative thoughts, or having those negative thoughts and negative experiences and negative emotions within your reality. So if you are still observing other people and having negative thoughts, negative expressions, and still are blaming other people, judging other people, doubting other people, of course, then you're still focusing on the outside of you instead of how you are thinking and feeling from within, which means you are still stuck in 3D. Now, there are those, of course, who are on the Ascension path, who are dealing with the 3D, purifying themselves of 3D reality. That is what is included within the purification of the 7 main chakras. In order to actually get to the ascension process, you must rise above the heart. The sacred secretion must rise above the heart. And you must complete the 7 levels of initiations. This goes with doing this process within all layers of the bodies. There's no exception about this. You have to complete the great work within all layers of the bodies. 5D indicates that you have stepped into full embodiment of love, Christ's light, and therefore have received your light body. The light body, now this is something that nobody really tells you about, because people are always talking about, okay, well, you can activate your light body by listening to this tune, or listening to this meditation, or here tapping into this light language, or whatever it is, or setting the intention. You set the intention, but just because we're setting the intention or listening to the music doesn't mean it's so right then and there. It is a process, and it can be a lengthy process. The light body, and you can go back to my other videos, I think I mentioned it especially in the horror line. video. It doesn't, or the Tantian video, it doesn't come online until the very end of your process, which means that you have done the great work in all of the bodies, the physical body plus the 3 spiritual bodies, with the unification of both masculine and feminine aspects of self, completing the hero gamos. You receive all the activations. The Hara line is built and constructed. That is the bridge that helps anchor in the light body. The light body doesn't come on until the end, the very end. That means that you have to have the true purification of all of the bodies to fully step into the 5D reality. When you have finally ascended, ascension means that you have gotten above a level, a higher level of activation through the sacred secretion. If you have passed the 7th level of initiation, experienced a personal death, and I'm not talking about depression, you will witness a type of death. Go back to my video that I labeled the 7 levels of initiation. I am very specific about my own experience. That means that you have ascended. Between the 6th and the 7th level of initiation, you will experience or witness some form of death. And it is going to seem so real to you. But you're also going to experience this a couple of times throughout the other levels of your bodies. But it won't feel as intense as the very first one. I've already had 3 ones that I am aware of when I have experienced a death and seen a death. But of course, I've also witnessed a birthing process, of course, as well. And you can, yes, that is the beauty of being in this reality right now, is that after we choose to ascend, if we're choosing to ascend and complete this path of great service, no, we don't have to move on. But yes, you can choose that. So if you have people coming into this or in this reality with you, and people are passing on, it is of their own choosing to pass on. And really, you don't even know if an individual is going through the great work. You have no idea, because a lot of this is done in secret. If people weren't very vocal about this, people have been hiding this type of their ascension really throughout this time, because it's so unfamiliar. It's so unacceptable to the masses, to the collective. But regardless if they are ascending or not, the people who are passing away are doing this of their own choosing. It is the choice to pass over or to lose the physical body. It is a choice to lose the physical body. So if you are actually choosing to ascend and lose the physical body and then complete the rest of your work in the spiritual realm, that is, of course, of your own choosing. But now we have we have a choice now to choose a greater type of love to stay. And I should even say a greater type of love to stay. All love is great, and it doesn't matter what it is. So Jesus, at that time frame, that was the only choice, to move on and come back either in another form if you choose that as well. That was the only choice that they had at that time. But now we have the choice to stay in human form and complete the higher levels of even activation and help the collective do the great work as well. And I hope that, yes, she's already she. I'm sorry, I don't mean know if you are or she, if not you. And excuse me for putting that out there. So the answer is yes. We can become ascended masters in human form and stay here to complete the great work and help other people, other individuals, rise and awaken. You have to have raised the sacred secretion above the heart. You have to have completed 7 levels of initiations. You have to have completed the 12 steps of the light body activation. And there are actually more levels of initiations, like I mentioned, that we don't really have, that we are not available to use in this human form. We can continue on in the spiritual realm. And let's see if I can, you have to have, if you have gotten towards the 7 levels of initiations, it is because you have cleansed and purified the spiritual bodies. And if you haven't done it, don't realize it and don't understand it, then you're still in this process. It is a process. This reality, or this ascension process, I know it doesn't have anything to do with the question, but I think it's justified in expressing it. That it's not about us not being intimate with others, because the sacred secretion is about our sexual energy. It's about allowing the lunar seed to rise above the solar plexus. Because if we are still within denial or control, trying to control aspects of other people, whether it is us forcing beliefs onto other people or denying people their own belief, whatever it is, trying to control situations, yourself and other people, lacking control, of course, within yourself is a part of the solar plexus, or lacking power within the self. If you feel as if you have no power, you feel like people are trying to control you as well, that is a part of the solar plexus. And that means that the seed isn't rising at all. The heart, love, keeps the seed afloat. No matter what. I don't care no matter what you think. If you're not choosing love in your experiences and in your thoughts and in your reality, it's not rising above. Love is very light. It is very light. And it helps transmute from negativity to positive, to dense, to light body. And that has to be completed, like I said already, in your spiritual bodies. And again, this is why the great work is so difficult, or can become so lengthy, because people have a hard time realizing that every experience they go through is about themselves. Every experience you are going through is about you. How you see it, how you handle it, what you share about it, if it's good or bad, is about you. It has nothing to do with the other individual. It's always about you. I myself have had an experience this morning, and I hope to add it into another video because it links up with, of course, what's going on with the Lionsgate portal, and I wanted to really explain that to you. But I had an experience this morning, and this is what I want you to understand. If you have an experience and you can't shake it loose almost instantly, which means you are having an extended dialogue about it, or a heated discussion about it, you're continuing that experience for longer than a few minutes, a few seconds, a few minutes. It can go for hours and go for days, whatever it is. Like a long time ago when I was very negative. If I had a negative experience, I will hold it forever. And I mean forever. And I will hold it against you. And if you did something that was similar to what you did previously, oh, this is what you did to me. This is what you said. This is this, and this. It's that type of. Now, I don't do that. I don't hold grudges. I understand now. Except I went through a purification this morning. I had a discussion that lingered more than a few minutes. And I had to come back inside the house, or I had to remove myself for a moment. Not because I was still in discussion, but because I wanted to mentally think more. I realized what was taking place as I was in this discussion much longer after the fact. It was unnecessary for me to continue on. And I realized, you silly Christy, here we are. And you stayed in that reality, which is still a part of 3D reality, which is still me purifying some aspects of self. Because my light body is trying to come in. As the light body is trying to anchor fully in, we still have the dissolution of ego that is attempting to purify. You know, it's like trying to, and I'm trying to think of, if you have a can, what is that? Those Nerf balls, or if you have a sponge, and you're trying to press it into a very thin tube. If there's water or too much air and the sponge is really big, it's like, imagine that sponge being your light body. And it gets really harder and harder as you get deeper and deeper into the tube. Maybe the tube is thinning. You know, I didn't think about this analogy as prior to this video, of course, as you can tell. So pressing something that's much larger, because light is full and airy and takes up lots of space, okay? And pressing it into a tight, restricted, dense form. As it's trying to anchor in through the layers of self, it's purifying even further, even further, even further. But if you are not in awareness still, if I was not in awareness of my own reactions, of my own experiences, and I held on further to that experience, for example, this morning, I prevent my own light body from anchoring in, because that means I'm not ready. I have more to deal with. The cycle has to continue on further. That's why the process can take forever. If you can't shake loose the negativity in your mind, in your heart, then you have to continuously have experiences around you to help you see yourself. And it's only when you can get through life without being reacted that you are truly the Ascended Master, that you are truly the teacher, truly the leader, truly within your light body. And I'm not talking about having a reaction like that takes a few seconds. We are human beings. We might have those experiences. When you are love, you snap out of it quick, because your awareness is tapped into the frequency of love, of the Holy Father and of the Holy Mother and the unity and the Holy Child. You are within that mindset continuously. It's anchored inside of you. It is you then. But when you are not still, your reactions take longer and longer. You react again like, oh my gosh, your old self. Kind of like what I did this morning. maybe 10 minutes. I was stuck there for 10 minutes, purifying myself. I came in, I had an aha moment. I realized, due to the fact of what we are going through right now, and I will make another video about that, I was purifying myself as feeling like a victim. I thank you again for the question, if not you. I hope I have answered it. I thought that it would be easier to go ahead and make the video instead of having to type all kinds of words and keep it pretty lengthy. I hope you don't mind that. And of course, I like to add my own experiences or a little bit extra fluff to what I am writing about, or talking about anyway. I thank you again. If not you, I thank each and every one of you for not just coming to my channel, not just giving me a like, a love, and a comment, and sharing what I am doing, but I thank you for doing the great work. I thank you for witnessing yourself. I thank you for love, for light. I thank you for source. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to life. Take care.